Let's go. Make no excuses now. I'm talking here.
Greetings, Earthlings. You know what time it is. Oh, whoops, sorry. Dropped my phone. You know what time it is, Earthlings. Time for some graphing systems. What the heck does that mean? Unit 7, Lesson 3, we're graphing systems. Well, here's the thing. We know how to graph already. So this is going to be easy for us. Take your time. Take it in stride. I have this lesson laid out step by step, as you can see in your notes. Okay, we all know how to graph a line, and that's all we're doing in this lesson. That's it. We're graphing lines. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. All we're doing is just graphing lines. We know how to do that. This is how. We're going to solve for y. We're going to insert the equation into our graphing calculator. We're going to find some points using the table in the graphing calculator, and then plot those points, connect the dots. That's it. Okay? So this is like step 1. Solve for y. Get that out of the way. Step 2. Insert the equation into the graphing calculator. Step 3. Find some points. Write them as ordered pairs. Step 4. Plot the points. And then finally connect the dots. Okay? Solving for y. That should be the most important thing. Okay? Here's an example, number 1. Y equals negative 2x plus 6 and x plus 1/2 y equals 3. All right, so we got to solve them for y. And I actually have prepared for you a whole sheet where you could just solve for y and you can put this in your graphing calculator, find values in the table, and then plot them. Okay, so let's get our graph set up. X, y-axis. These are going these lattice points. That's what they're called. They're just going to go by 1 each time. So our x values are going to increase by 1. Our y values are going to increase by 1, and we're going to go from there. Okay. First things first. Let's solve for y. This is solve for y. Notice how y is by itself. Ta-da, done. Now this guy, on the other hand, no way. No. We have to figure out what's happening to y. We know how to do this. We're good at this. What's happening to y? Somebody tell me. Well, you can't tell me, it's a video. But what's happening to y? What's the first thing that's happening to y? Then, what's the second thing that's happening to y? Then, solve this. Pause the video and try that. All right, you're back. So, what is happening to y? Question, what is happening to y? The first thing that's happening is it's being multiplied by 1/2. Multiplied by 1/2. Okay? The second thing that's happening is that it's being added by x. Notice that this term is positive. We're adding x. So to undo, to do the inverse operation, we have to go backward. We're going backward. Okay? Here's how we're going to solve this one. We're going to solve this one for y by subtracting x from both sides. Then we're going to divide by 1/2. Oh, hello. Divide by 1/2. Okay? So I don't have much space, but I'm going to try my best. The steps that we're going to follow: subtract x on both sides, divide by 1/2. Subtract x, that makes 0. Subtract x. They are not like terms. We have 1/2 y equals 3 minus x. Then we're going to divide every term by 1/2. Divide by 1/2. Divide by 1/2. In our calculator, we can do this. That makes 1. 3 divided by 1/2 in your calculator makes 6. And then the coefficient of this x is 1. Negative 1 divided by 1/2 in your calculator is 2. Done. I have them both. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to put them in my graphing calculator. This one right here and this one right here. We're ready to go. Okay? So we solved it for y. And you know what? To know something, you could probably already graph some points already. This is the y-intercept. This is the y-intercept. We know our slope. Okay? So go ahead and do that. Put this and this into your graphing calculator. Find some points, see what you get. I know what you're probably thinking. Hey, this line is the same as this line. These lines are the same. Same y-intercept, same slope. These lines are the same. It's the exact same line. That means that the solutions are infinite. There are an infinite number of solutions. Let me try my best to graph this. You all know that I'm not a very good drawer. All right, so the y-intercept is 0, 6. That's where I'll start. The slope, the change in the y values, we're going down 2 and then over 1. Ta-da. Here we go. We graph a line. Again, this shouldn't be new for us. We should already know how to graph a line. Okay? That's the process you're going to follow for each one. You're going to solve each one for y, and then you're going to graph. Make sure that you put some values in your table. It might help you. Okay? Listing ordered pairs is really good. Use your graphing calculator. That's all that I want you to do in this lesson. Just graph. Final thing I'm going to tell you is once you have all of the equations graphed, I want you to find where they intersect. So, for example, I'm going to sketch another random line on this graph. Random line. Right. The intersection point is right here. I'll put it in green. That's the intersection point. It just so happened that this is the point of intersection. Don't worry about that yet. I want you to graph all of them first. Use rulers, be very precise, graph them all, then figure out where they intersect. They might not intersect, that's okay. They might be the same line. That's fine too. There really isn't much more that I need to say about this lesson other than that. Okay? Get to it.